Hi, uh, this is Varun Kulkarni Somshekhar, and I will be presenting my app Currency Exchange Notification Bot. And in short, it's called as CEN Bot. Yeah, so let's move on to the slides. Right. So what was the motivation to develop this app? Yeah, the main idea was that most Indian students love to keep track of the forex rate, and as this will help them to kind of transfer funds and make investments at the lowest possible exchange rate and thus save money. And being a student and saving money, I think that's highly beneficial. And it's a very tedious job to monitor the exchange rates on the finance websites or via Twitter feeds on a day-to-day basis, right? And there was no notification framework available to kind of notify you if the currency rate falls below a certain threshold. And I believe the idea was to develop such a framework or an application or a web app which would kind of notify you if the exchange rate falls below a certain threshold, right? And that value can be configurable, right? And I thought that was a novel idea because I couldn't find any apps on Google Play or even iStore as such. Yeah, and I think that's the novelty of this project. Yeah, and this Ghost project was developed as a part of CS263 at UCSB in the fall of 2014. Right. So so uh, so an user can log into the app with his Gmail login details, and then once logged in, he will be asked to fill up a form to update his cell number and also specify the threshold so that checkup points can be activated, right? So what this does is that this will kind of spawn a cron job which keeps on monitoring the exchange rate at regular intervals, say around like 10 hours, and then take appropriate action if the conditions are met. Meanwhile, the user is taken to a home page, which is a mashup of news trends and Yahoo Finance or something similar Twitter feeds, right? And this page also has a widget which will showcase the current forex rate, and the user can use this value to update his threshold values. And this page also can be used to update your cell numbers, and if you want to stop notifications in case you no longer are keen to follow the forex rates, right? Yeah. The APIs used to develop these applications are the data store API, task queue, memcache, users, URL fetch, JSON, Twilio SMS API. Twilio is a famous open source RESTful API to send and receive SMSs. And then there's the Open Exchange Rate API, which is again a RESTful API, which will give you a JSON string uh, with the current currency rates for say about like I think 165 countries. And then I use cron jobs and then Jersey RESTful service to expose RESTful APIs for the application, right? Uh, the CEN bot app exposes 5 RESTful APIs, and this can be used programmatically, right? Yeah, that is the essence of REST. So there are 5 APIs, out of which 3 are get and 2 are post. The first get API gets you a JSON string of the currency rates from the memcache. The second gets you from the data store. The third also gives you a JSON string with the list of users who are currently using the app, right? And yeah, the same version is exposed via post as well. Yeah, I have considered to keep some optimization rules while developing the app, like using the data store index property to query faster, and then batching the data store writes so that the number of RPCs made to the remote data store service is reduced, and hence this can improve performance if there are a lot of database writes, and compared to if you write sequentially, right? That will get a lot of overhead. And Yeah, and using cron jobs and task queues to improve the response time of the app. Yeah, learning experience. Yeah, I'm more of a systems guy, and coming from a systems background, I was very keen to understand how the app engine was implemented at the infrastructure level, and then how it was leveraged to make it a cloud offering. Right. I was also keen on the NoSQL databases and how data store was implemented, and how data store interacts with with the Google Big Table and stuff like that. And this has been my first full-fledged web application development experience, and this has given me insight in developing RESTful APIs, the RESTful and SOAP architecture differences, and stuff like that. And I think overall this has been a very good experience. And yes, and I believe and I believe the entire course as such would help me a lot in my career, and also in the interviews. So thanks a lot for that. And let's do a demo of the app. uh, I would open this link in a new tab so that I can show the entire workflow. Right, so this is the URL of the app: currency exchange notifbot.appspot.com, and you can sign in with your Google account. Enter your login details and sign in. So the Google service would authenticate you, and then give it back to the to my app. And this is the form which you have to fill to kind of configure the threshold value. You can fill up your first name, enter your surname, and if enter some junk values, there is a form validation which is used to kind of validate all this form fields. You can enter a proper phone number. This is my phone number. Yeah, as of now we support only INR, and this can be extended to support many other currencies. So the current value for INR is 63 almost. So if you put the value of 64, you'd get an SMS saying that the current value is less than 64, which is 63, right? And this is the frequency for the cron job. Yeah, right. So this is the user page, or the home page. The home page has a mashup of Twitter feeds, of news trends, and then Indian rupee stuff like this. You can always check out the current rate here, and then update the threshold value. You can come here, then update your phone number if you want to. If it is same, keep the same value, and then you can say update. Maybe you can say 60. Maybe that will inform you if the current rate comes below 60 rupees. Yeah, and for all this, the base currency is the US dollar. Yeah, then you can update the values as shown. Right. Yeah, and if you intend to stop the notifications, you can click on stop, and this will stop the notifications. Right. And I have tabs like about, and then describing what this is about, and then a contact simple HTML page describing my details. And if you wish to sign out of the application, you can sign out of the application from here. Right. Yeah, I would like to show you the interface to the RESTful APIs. There is a nice plugin to Chrome called Postman. It's a REST client. You can use this to test the REST APIs, or you can also use the curl command line tool to test the APIs. So this is the API this is the post API to get the rates of the currency rates. And if I do send URL, it will fetch me data, and then this is the JSON string which I get. And I have a post API for users as well, which would give you it will give you a list of uses for the app currently, right? And then you can use it for get as well. You can use get with memcache. Yeah, this has to be get, right? So this is the data from the memcache, and this is from the data store. If I remove the memcache part, sorry, this is the yeah, right. And I have another API for users, which is a get API, right? So there are 5 APIs exposed via get. Yes. So after this, I would like to show you the Selenium testing script to automate testing of the web page navigations, and that is used yeah, and that is done using the Firefox WebDriver. So I'll just remove this query, and then yeah, I'll just remove my entry here so that I can run Selenium from scratch for a new user. Right, so I have I have a script called CEN bot tc2.py which will run it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, right. So this will kind of open up the Firefox browser as a part of the script, and then perform some navigation testing. Right, it will sign into Google account, get the form. It will fill in the details also as well on its own, and then goes to the home page, and after some time it will sign out on its own. Yeah, so this is kind of the entire workflow which was done using the Selenium testing tool. And as you can see, it has passed the cover page test, the Gmail authentication test, the form test, and then the input test cases passed, home page test, and then the sign out test, right? Yeah, I think this is pretty much what I have. Yeah, and yeah, the SMS will be sent to your cell number which you have configured on the form, and that will look like this. So basically this is a Twilio number. So basically you make a HTTP get request to the Twilio service, which in turn will send an SMS to your cell phone. Yeah, I think this is pretty much what I have. Thank you.